Picture this. It's 3 in the morning. You just walked out of the booth, right? Your throat is raw. You just laid down the craziest verse of your life. The mix is sounding crazy in the studio monitors. And instead of riding that creative high, instead of vibing out, you got to open up a laptop. You got a spreadsheet staring you in the face. You got 30 unread emails from local venue bookers, a Google Calendar that looks like a Tetris game gone wrong, and 75 unanswered Instagram DMs from fans asking when the track drops. It's exhausting. You went from being an artist, a creator, a pure force of nature in the studio, to a glorified data entry clerk. A tired one, at that. That is the 2026 administrative bottleneck, and it is killing independent hip-hop. It's suffocating the culture because the talent is spending 80% of their energy on the business grind and only 20% on the music. I see it every single day with the artists we consult with at Down by Law Management LLC. They are drowning in the logistics. But look, what if I told you that you don't need a major label budget to hire a staff? What if your street team wasn't a bunch of unreliable homies who promise to pass out flyers but end up losing them in the trunk of their car? In 2026, your street team is digital. We are talking about AI agents. These aren't just simple chatbots that say, beep boop, thanks for reaching out. We're talking about autonomous, specialized 24/7 workers that live in your digital ecosystem. They handle the booking inquiries. They organize your promotional assets. They answer the repetitive questions from fans. And they do it while you're asleep, while you're in the booth, or while you're out living life to get inspiration for the next record. It's not about being lazy. Let's get that straight. It's about protecting your creative currency. It's about clearing that mental bandwidth so when you step up to the mic, your mind is completely free to create. True automation isn't about replacing the hustle. It's about optimizing it so you can focus on what actually builds your legacy. Now, let's talk about execution, because a blueprint without action is just a piece of paper, man. In 2026, the standard album rollout is dead. If you're dropping a 12-song album once a year and praying it sticks, you are playing a losing game. The modern game is all about the waterfall release strategy. You're dropping singles every 3 to 4 weeks, building momentum, stacking streams, and constantly feeding the algorithm. But think about the sheer amount of work that takes. If you're dropping 12 times a year, that's 12 separate marketing campaigns. That's 12 press kits, 12 sets of social media clips, 12 rounds of pitching to playlist curators, blogs, and DJs. It's a logistical nightmare if you're doing it manually. That is where we build the automation engine. We connect the pipes. We use tools like Zapier to create automated workflows that trigger the moment you export your final master from the studio. Imagine this workflow. You drop a WAV file into a specific Google Drive folder. Zapier sees it. Instantly, it triggers Descript to pull the audio and generate a transcription. It sends the audio to an AI tool that cuts your music video into 5 different vertical clips for TikTok and Instagram Reels, complete with dynamic captions. At the same exact time, it creates a draft campaign in your email marketing software and drafts a pitch email to a database of 500 curated playlist editors using your custom press template. All of that happens from one drop of a file. While you're sleeping off a late-night session, your digital street team is packaging your record, building your promotional assets, and preparing your outreach. You aren't manually copying and pasting links into emails at noon on a Friday anymore. You've built a system that lets you focus entirely on the art, while the engine handles the distribution and noise. That is how you compete with major label marketing teams without their staff. But look, all the streams in the world don't mean a thing if you don't own the relationship with the people listening. I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep screaming it until every independent artist gets it through their head. Social media is rented land. I don't care if you have 100,000 followers on Instagram or 1 million views on TikTok. You do not own those contacts. If the algorithm changes tomorrow, and it will, or if your account gets hacked or shut down, you are instantly locked out of your own fan base. You have to pay those platforms just to show your content to the people who already chose to follow you. That is a terrible business model. We have to convert those social media followers into owned data, emails, and phone numbers. And in 2026, we do that through conversational tech and automated funnels. When you post a snippet of a new track on Instagram, you don't tell people to go to the link in bio. Nobody wants to click 3 times just to find a song. Instead, you set up a comment to DM trigger. You tell your fans, comment the word dream below, and I'll send you the unreleased version right now. The second they comment, your AI conversational agent slips into their DMs. It greets them, gives them the exclusive link, and says, "Yo, let me get your number so I can text you the next time I'm performing in your city." Boom! Just like that, you've turned a casual social media comment into an owned SMS contact. And when you're on the road, networking, or at an industry event, you aren't passing out paper business cards that end up in the trash. You're using your Down by Law digital business card. You can check mine out at smartcards.pro/BLZAPF. It's a high converting hub. One tap against someone's phone, and your music, your merch, your contact info, and your email sign up are instantly on their screen. You have to capture the data. Ownership is the only way you build a sustainable career that doesn't rely on the whims of a tech billionaire. Now, once you have that direct line of communication with your fans, how are you monetizing it? Please stop selling cheap $5 generic t-shirts with a basic logo slapped on the front. Nobody wants that. It's low margin, it's low value, and it doesn't represent your brand. In 2026, we are looking at premium, high-ticket, zero inventory drops. Let's talk about Soul Legacy. We're talking custom, high-end footwear. Imagine dropping a limited edition, custom-designed sneaker that matches the aesthetic of your new single. You don't need to order $5,000 worth of inventory and store boxes of shoes in your mom's garage. You use generative visual tools to create stunning photorealistic mock-ups of your custom kicks in seconds. You put those high-end visuals on your website, and you run a pre-order campaign. You blast your text list, the one you built using your conversational funnels, and say, "We are doing a limited drop of 50 pairs of the Soul Legacy Dream Hustle custom sneakers. Pre-orders open for 48 hours only." Your fans buy the shoes up front. You secure the capital first. You use their money to fund the production, meaning you have zero financial risk and zero upfront inventory costs. It's a premium product, which means higher margins, and it builds immense brand equity. It makes your music brand feel like a luxury fashion house. That is the power of modern product design and automated print-on-demand networks. You are building a real business, an empire, around your creative output. But look, with all this talk about AI, automation, and digital agents, I need to make one thing crystal clear. Do not let the tech make you lazy as a creator. Never let AI write your lyrics. Never let a machine try to duplicate your soul, your pain, your triumph, your story. Authenticity is the only currency that actually matters in hip-hop. The tech is there to build the plumbing, to do the admin work, to handle the logistics so that you have the freedom to be more human, more raw, and more authentic in the booth. That's what this is about. We automate the business so we can elevate the art. If you want to build generational wealth, you have to own your assets. You have to own your masters. You have to own your publishing. And you have to own your direct relationship with your fans. It's about building a foundation that lasts. No hype, just legacy. If you want to see how we visualize this whole ecosystem, go check out my featured episode on legacy makers at our website downbylawmanagementllc.com. It shows the movement we're building. If you're serious about building a real career instead of chasing streams, download the free independent artist blueprint at downbylawmanagementllc.com. Then message me the word blueprint. No hype, just legacy. Until next time, keep building your empire one move at a time.